Sandy, listen, the man is just about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Henry Aldrich. Coming, Mother.
The CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind.
This is classic radio theater.
Want to get away from it all?
The FBI in Peace and War.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends.
Drama this hour, a 3-season anthology series, The Hollywood Star Playhouse, nor Gloom of Night, starring Alan Young in the role of a postman with a fantastic imagination. And interestingly enough, this role had been played in the premiere broadcast of Hollywood Star Playhouse by another fella you might have heard of, Jimmy Stewart. We thank you for joining us on this Saturday. It is the 27th day of April, the 111th day of 2019, 248 days until we get to 2020. The British Parliament passing the Tea Act on this date in 1773, designed to save the British East Indian Company by granting it a monopoly on the North American tea trade. In 1805, U.S. Marines and Berbers attacked the Tripolitan city of Derna, the shores of Tripoli, part of the Marine hymn. In 1947, it was Babe Ruth Day across the country. At Yankee Stadium, the Bambino, who was dying of cancer, spoke for the last time to his fans.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You know how bad my voice sounds. Well, it feels just as bad. You know this baseball game of ours comes up from the youth. The only real game, I think, in the world, baseball. You gotta start from way down the bottom when you're 6 or 7 years of age. You gotta let it grow up with you. And if you're successful and you try hard enough, you're bound to come out on top, just like these boys have come to the top now. Thank you.
Give him away, sir.
Ruth would die about 16 months later, August 16, 1948. He was 53. Expo 1967 officially opened in Montreal on this date with a large opening ceremony broadcast around the world. It would open to the public the next day. Premiering on this date in 1969, the Dudley... should I say it? The Dudley Do-Right Show. The character and his exploits originally appeared in a segment of the Rocky and Bullwinkle Show in 1961. 10,000 marched in Washington on this date in 1974, calling for the impeachment of President Nixon. In 1994, the first Democratic general election in South Africa in which black citizens could vote. And in 2018, just 1 year ago today, the Panmunjom Declaration was signed declaring the end of the Korean conflict. Yes, that happened just last year. Thought the same thing at the time. Passing away on this date in 1965, Edward R. Murrow.
This is London. At the moment, everything is quiet. Off to my left, far away in the distance, I can see just that faint, red, angry snap of anti-aircraft bursts against the steel blue sky. Now you'll hear two bursts a little nearer in a moment. There they are.
Murrow's work in World War II led him to be a solid investigative journalist. In fact, ironically, one of his biggest exposés was of the tobacco industry. Murrow would die of cancer from his own cigarette smoking on this date in 1965. Also passing away on this date, former director of the CIA, William Colby, trumpeter Al Hirt, Vicki Sue Robinson, who would turn the beat around, and pro wrestler and promoter Vern Gagne. This is the birth date of Samuel F.B. Morse, the inventor, Ulysses S. Grant, the President of the United States, Woody Woodpecker, creator, cartoonist Walter Lanz, actor Jack Klugman, Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King Jr., Casey Kasem, Sandy Dennis, the very, very funny Judy Carn, who, considering she's the best known for what she did on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and Cuba Gooding Sr., not Junior, Senior. He was in the main ingredient. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Singer Ann Peebles is 72. The B-52's Kate Pearson is 71. Ace Frehley of Kiss is 68. Sheena Easton still taking the morning train at 60. And from Doctor Who, Jenna Coleman is 33. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 27th day of April as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
Alan Young starring in an episode of the Hollywood Star Playhouse, nor Gloom of Night, as it was originally broadcast 67 years ago today, April 27th, 1952. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for tuning into Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 888-998-7225. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225.
So the other evening I was working on my laptop on the edge of the bed, and I just fell over. I just fell asleep, and it's these Giza Dreams bed sheets. And I snuggle up with them, and I snuggle up with my pillow, and my gosh, I've slept in a lot of hotels in my time. Really nice hotels, top quality, and none of them have anything like these Giza Dreams bed sheets. But don't take my word for it. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. Give them a try. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams bed sheets, and you can sleep just as well as I do. I have a wonderful night's sleep with my MyPillow and my Giza Dreams bed sheets. MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
Hi, I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. April 27th, 1952, the Hollywood Star Playhouse, Alan Young, nor Gloom of Night.
This is Alan Young with a welcome to Hollywood Star Playhouse, brought to you by the Bakers of America.
Hollywood Star Playhouse. 30 minutes of mystery, thrills, drama by Hollywood's finest writers, featuring Hollywood's top stars. Brought to you by the Bakers of America through the cooperation of your baker. And now, Act One of Nor Gloom of Night, starring Mr. Alan Young.
Well, I guess maybe it's partly my fault that this thing happened. You see, trouble with me is I've got too much imagination. That is, for a postman. Most generally, people think it's a pretty dull job carrying a sack of spring sale ads, wish you were here cards, and Reader's Digest down West Side Avenue, twice on weekdays and once on Saturday mornings. But to me, it's more than that. Like the time when I delivered my Christmas loads during a hurricane.
You can't go out there, Ernie. As postmaster of Greenbrier, Indiana, I forbid it. You'll be blown to pieces.
Haven't got any choice, Mr. Henderson. You know what they say? Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. That's what they say. The people on my route are expecting these packages, and I'm going to deliver them, no matter what. Now, of course, that story may not be exactly true. It's Mr. Henderson who's always quoting about neither snow nor rain. And it wasn't quite a hurricane. Ain't never been one in Indiana. But it was an unusually strong wind for that time of year. Well, as you can see, I sort of like to exaggerate things. It never did a bit of harm. At least, it never did before. Now, I'm not sure. It all started a week ago last Wednesday. I had a normal afternoon load of mail, and I'd reached Miss Whitcomb's place down near the end of my route, right on schedule.
Good afternoon, Ernie. I'll take those.
Regulations say mail's supposed to be put in the mailbox, Miss Whitcomb.
Ernie.
Here you are. 3 letters and an ad for Sullivan's sale on 2-piece bathing suits.
It's better.
Well?
Oh, my sister in Biloxi. That's in Mississippi, Ernie.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, hear about the fire at the Rialto Theater last night? Practically destroyed the whole building.
My son's getting married next July. Suppose that means another wedding present.
Probably won't be able to show any movies for 2-3 months. It'll just about mean building a whole new theater.
There wasn't any fire, Ernie.
Sure there was. Why,
Mrs. Arthur told me somebody dropped a match in the wastebasket in the gentleman's lounge. They had it out before the fire department even got there.
Oh. Well, it could have been mighty serious, couldn't it?
What's this?
Guess I better get a move on. I'll be behind schedule. See you tomorrow morning, Miss Whitcomb.
Just a minute, Ernie.
Yes?
Are you under the impression that Mr. C.W. Whitney lives at this address?
Why, no, of course not. The Whitneys live in the next block.
Then why are you delivering their mail to me?
What? Oh, I must have made a mistake. The names look kind of alike, I guess. Whitney, Whitcomb. I'm glad you caught it before... You didn't open it, did you?
Certainly I opened it. You handed it to me.
Well, you should have looked at the address, Miss Whitcomb.
Don't try to blame me for your mistake, Ernie. I wonder why anyone in New York would be writing to Mr. Whitney. Be a friend. Funny way to begin a letter.
Now, you give that back, Miss Whitcomb. You mustn't read it.
Arrangements are satisfactory. We can conclude our business at 7:30 on Thursday night.
It's against the law to read other people's mail.
The property at the corner of 3rd and Parkway will be ideal.
It's a federal offense, that's what it is. If you don't stop reading it...
Oh, here, Ernie. That's all there was to it anyway.
I once heard of a fellow who got 15 years in prison for opening a letter. It wasn't his.
I'm sure you did.
Now, if I can get it sealed up again, Mr. Whitney might not notice.
I don't think it'll make any difference, Mr. Whitney, one way or the other.
Maybe. And if he doesn't look too close, it might get by. Still, it wasn't right of you to read it. Like taking the law in your own hands.
You delivered it to me.
That was an accident. I ought to report you to Mr. Henderson.
Oh, honestly, the way you exaggerate, Ernie. You'd think I'd done something terrible.
Well, you have. You've made me 3 minutes late. That's what you've done.
I'm hardly responsible for the inefficiency of government employees. It's enough that I pay your salaries.
got to the Whitney's house, I walked up onto the porch as quiet as I could, hoping I'd be able to slip the letter into the box without Mrs. Whitney or anybody seeing me. Wouldn't you know that was the one day I'd have trouble getting the box to open? Something must have hit against it, because one corner was bent tight.
Having trouble, Ernie?
Huh? Oh, Mr. Whitney. What are you doing home today?
Just a touch of laryngitis. Thought I'd give my voice a little rest.
Sorry to hear that. Here's a letter for you.
Thanks.
Well, so long. Anything wrong, Mr. Whitney?
What do you mean?
About the letter.
Why, no. Of course not. Nothing but an advertisement.
Somehow it didn't strike me funny when he said it. Almost anything nowadays can be turned into an ad. Besides, I had other things to think about. I was busy trying to make up for lost time. And I finished up the afternoon right on the dot. Well, maybe I was a minute late, but not more. And that's the truth, so help me. Anyhow, next day was Thursday, beginning of the month, so you could see what that means. This month's bills, last month's bills, and for some of the folks on my route, they have to go back even further. And to top it off, the Phillips Airedale nipped the back pocket out of my brand new uniform. Don't know how he does it, but the dog can always tell when I'm wearing one of my good outfits. Well, by Friday morning, I'd forgotten all about Mr. Whitney's letter, and I was having breakfast in the diner across from the post office. I'd been reading the paper for maybe 3-4 minutes. The article was on the second page.
Here's your eggs, Ernie.
Thanks, Alice. Hit and run victim, Miss C.W. Whitney. Miss C.W. Whitney was killed yesterday evening about 7:30 p.m. by a hit-and-run gray coupe while she and her husband were crossing 3rd Street at the corner of Parkway Avenue. Due to the light rain... 3rd and Parkway.
You know, that vacant lot near the school.
Alice, has Chief Gordon been in yet?
Of course not, Ernie. He never has breakfast before 9. You know
when he comes in, you tell him I want to see him as soon as I finish my morning delivery.
All right, Ernie. But, hey, aren't you going to finish your eggs?
Yeah, they sure do a fine job on electric trains these days. Never saw one as real as this.
Look, you gotta listen to me, Mr. Gordon. You're the chief of police. You're the only one...
Watch out, Ernie. It's going to jump the track. No, sir, she made it. How do you like that for a sharp turn?
Won't you switch that off for a minute, please?
Well, tomorrow's Freddie's birthday. I gotta test the train before I give it to him. May not get another chance.
Isn't a murder more important than birthday presents?
It would be if there'd been a murder. Now, you listen to me, Ernie. I talked to Mr. Whitney last night. He was all broken up about his wife's death.
He was just acting or something. I tell you, he had a letter about it, setting up the whole thing. He hired him to do it.
Accusing a man of something like that is pretty serious, Ernie.
Oh, I know.
Now, I know you got a way of building a thing up, and
You don't have to believe me, Chief Gordon. Ms. Whitcomb read the letter. Ask her about it.
Well, it isn't that I don't believe you exactly, Ernie. It's just that you jumped to such radical conclusions.
Ask Ms. Whitcomb what the letter said.
I might send somebody by later. Right now, the deputies are both trying to get a cat down from the telephone pole behind Cook's drugstore.
Couldn't you talk to her yourself?
Afraid that wouldn't do much good. Mrs. Whitcomb's got kind of a grudge against me. I judged against her watermelon pickles at the county fair 3 years ago. She ain't forgot it.
If somebody being killed is just a joke to you...
It's no joke to me, Ernie, but I'm not so sure about that imagination of yours.
Chief Gordon, I'm telling you the truth, so help me.
Well, all right. I guess it can't do any harm to talk to Mrs. Whitcomb. Now, help me put this track away first, and be careful you don't bend it.
I never heard of such a thing, accusing me reading other people's mail. Don't you think I know it's against the law?
Nobody's accusing you of breaking the law, Mrs. Whitcomb. It's just that Ernie says...
Ernie says. Well, he threatened to make trouble for me, but I never thought he'd go this far.
This isn't about you, Miss Whitcomb. It's about Mr.
And
Whitney.
you, Chief Gordon, believing such an outrageous lie. Why, everybody knows you can't put any stock in a word Ernie says.
Mrs. Whitcomb, I'm afraid you don't understand.
There's nothing I want to understand. I did not read any letter addressed to Mr. Whitney. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Mrs. Whitcomb.
Then you'll have to excuse me. I'm putting up some pickles. Not that you know anything about pickles, Chief Gordon.
She did read it. She stood right here and opened it and read it.
Come on, Ernie.
But, Chief Gordon, I'm telling you, that letter...
Ernie, even if there was such a letter, what does it prove? All it says is Mr. Whitney's interested in some property at 3rd and Parkway, and there's a deal concerning it, and there's something about 7:30 on Thursday night. Mr. Whitney and his wife go down there, maybe to look it over again or something, maybe to conclude the deal. There's an accident. Mrs. Whitney is killed. Now, doesn't that make just as much sense as jumping to the idea that he took her there so somebody could murder her?
But why did he lie to me about the letter, then?
Some people like to keep their business private. Well, Ernie?
Okay, I guess it could have happened that way. Maybe it was true. Maybe Mr. Whitney and his wife were just out for a walk, but I just couldn't believe it. I wasn't sure why until the next morning when I walked up Mr. Whitney's steps with 5 or 6 sympathy cards addressed to him. It was just as he opened the door that I remembered something in that newspaper item. A man who stays home from work with laryngitis doesn't go out for an evening walk. Not when it's raining.
Good morning, Ernie.
Morning. I want to tell you how sorry I am about Miss Whitney.
Thank you, Ernie. I understand.
Here's your mail. I don't suppose you'll be buying that property now.
Property?
On 3rd and Parkway, where the accident happened.
What are you talking about?
Isn't that why you were there? Some kind of business deal?
What gave you that idea?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere, I suppose.
Why, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about buying on that corner, but I didn't know that anyone here knew about it. I was carrying on the negotiations by mail.
I guess you can't keep anything a secret in a small town like this.
I guess not. You, haven't been reading my mail, have you, Ernie?
No, of course not.
I didn't think you really had. You know, that can get you into a lot of trouble.
We'll return for Act Two of Nor Gloom of Night, starring Mr. Alan Young, in just a moment.
And I'm sure you recognize Alan Young from Mr. Ed. April 27th, 1952, 67 years ago today, the Hollywood Star Playhouse on Classic Radio Theater. Coming up in just 4 minutes, we'll have the news of the day from 67 years ago today.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calotren that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calotren for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aniston. I take Calotren for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calotren is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow, and I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top-quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them, too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker than usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my MyPillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these MyPillows, and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheet Special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there. Something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. We're listening to the Hollywood Star Playhouse, nor Gloom of Night, starring Alan Young, as it was originally broadcast 67 years ago today, Sunday, April 27th, 1952, in the newspapers of that Sunday, 67 years ago. These were some of the headlines. Dateline Washington, Korean truce talks reached the showdown stage this weekend. American officials and allied diplomats agreed a breakdown of negotiations was entirely possible, but hoped it could be avoided. Instructions given General Matthew B. Ridgway, the UN commander for Korea, were described as making clear that UN representatives at Panmunjom should avoid any action on their side to break off the talks. A communist rejection of the UN proposals, or a reaction which demonstrated that key issues were hopelessly deadlocked, and some authorities believe render the talks futile at this time, even though the two sides maintained contact and continued to exchange views indefinitely. Meanwhile, from Munsan, the UN command announced this morning the full truce session scheduled for today had been canceled at the request of the Allies. No reason for the cancellation was immediately available. Dateline Washington, there were indications yesterday that the government and the steel industry might have to wait until Tuesday or Wednesday to hear Judge David A. Pine's decision on the legality of President Truman's steel seizure. The judge said when the historic trial opened he would act very promptly, but he had hundreds of closely spaced legal briefs to examine, along with the transcript of 2 days of arguments by government and industry lawyers. These were packed with citations from U.S. court decisions, which opposing counsel hoped will influence the judge's decision. Meanwhile, a House committee investigating the hot steel controversy sought the views of former defense mobilizer Charles E. Wilson, a central figure in the dispute last month. Wilson resigned his top mobilization post after accusing Truman of changing his mind about granting the industry a price boost as at least a partial offset against wage and other benefits recommended by the Wage Stabilization Board. Dateline Kansas City, central Missouri now receiving the brunt of the Missouri River flood, which is sweeping toward the state capital, Jefferson City. A 34-foot crest scheduled to reach Glasgow tonight, and one of 30 feet is due at the capital Monday night. Bottomlands in central Missouri flooded in many areas. Residents in the lowlands across from Jefferson City preparing to evacuate. Dateline Odessa, Texas, 2 husky Brooklyn brothers took turnabout yesterday guarding their sister's hospital room. They said they won't let anyone give the critically injured girl a blood transfusion. 20-year-old Grace Marie Olive, an office girl from nearby Midland, opened her eyes yesterday for the first time since she was badly hurt in a headlong traffic collision last Sunday night. Religion, the basis for the stand taken by the girl's brothers, John, 27, and Ben, 23. The brothers and their father, a trailer camp operator, are all Jehovah's Witnesses. They interpret the Bible as prohibiting blood transfusions. Dateline United Nations, Communist China charged yesterday with waging drug warfare aimed at wrecking the health of American troops based in China. Harry Anslinger, U.S. Narcotics Commissioner, drew what he said was a clear pattern of red Chinese and North Korean links with Japanese communists to produce and smuggle opium products, push them to streetwalkers and brothels, and smash the resistance of U.S. soldiers by making them narcotics addicts. He named as 2 powerful figures in the communist apparatus, Po Aipo, alias Heku Itsupa, a Chinese in charge of the Central Finance and Economic Committee in Peking, and Akiro Ito, a Japanese stationed in Rashan, North Korea. Dateline Alhambra, California, Noboko Coronel, an Oriental war bride who begged to be a Madame Butterfly, is on her way to a new home here with her GI husband and baby. Thanks to letters from Alhambrian townsfolk, Nobuko, a 20-year-old Filipino girl of Japanese Okinawan ancestry, knows now that she is wanted. Dateline with the 1st Marine Division in Korea, Dennis the Menace is giving the communists a bad case of the jitters. He is Master Sergeant Harold S. Dennis of Lakeland Drive, Wilmar, Minnesota, leader of a reconnaissance platoon. On a daring nocturnal sneak and peek foray into enemy territory recently, he left a calling card hanging high in a tree where the Reds would see it at daybreak. "We were here," proclaimed a large black sign in both English and Korean, "and we'll be back." Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Sunday, April 27th, 1952. On your radio 67 years ago today, the Hollywood Star Playhouse, which continues now on Classic Radio Theater.
By the end of the week, I'd made up my mind to forget all about Mr. Whitney and his wife's death. Maybe Chief Gordon was right. Maybe I had put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5. When you get in the habit of elaborating on things, you sometimes forget just what's the fact and what you sort of threw in for good measure. But after lunch, that was on Friday, something happened that proved I'd been right for sure. Yes, sir, I'd been right for dead sure.
West, southwest, west, north.
I was arranging my mail as the sorting clerk tossed it in the west side bin. It was a heavy load for an off-season. There was a lot of out-of-town stuff because the westbound trains had been held up by a tremendous hailstorm the day before. Matter of fact, I hardly noticed the letter at first. I just stuck it in the back of my pouch with the rest of the first class. And then I remembered. That spidery handwriting. That New York postmark. And the same square envelope.
Ernie, you must be out of your mind. This post office is not going to open a letter just because you happen to think it's important.
But it's from the same man, Mr. Henderson. We can read it and find out who it is. Have him arrested.
For what?
For murdering Miss Whitney. This letter will prove it. He's probably trying to get more money for doing it, or maybe he's blackmailing Mr. Whitney, or maybe...
This is utter nonsense, Ernie.
Or maybe Mr. Whitney's hired him to murder somebody else. Sure, that's what it is. Sure, don't you see, Mr. Henderson? That's why he's writing again. Don't you see?
No, I do not.
Somebody else is going to get murdered, Mr. Henderson. I'm positive.
Now, you listen to me, Ernie. This is a perfect example of the way your mind works. First, you come in and tell me you found a letter that looks like one you delivered before. The next thing I know, you're certain it's from the same man. Then you decide it's a blackmail note, and now you're yelling that it's a plan to murder somebody.
I'm not asking you to take my word for it, Mr. Henderson. Just unseal that envelope and read it. If I'm wrong, you can put it back together again.
Ernie, I knew your father. He was a fine man and an honest one. And I'm going to talk to you just as he would if he were still alive. Son, this overdeveloped imagination of yours, perhaps it doesn't do much harm as a rule.
I didn't imagine this letter, sir. It's right here in my hand.
But when your daydreams cause you to suggest tampering with the United States mail, they're dangerous. Downright subversive to the operation of this post office. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Furthermore, in the future, please remember that your job is to deliver the mail. The post office department is not in the business of catching murderers. All right, Ernie. You may go. You're, let me see, 12 minutes late on your route already.
But, Mr.
There are plenty of applicants for the job of mail carrier, Ernie.
April 27th, 1952, the Hollywood Star Playhouse on Classic Radio Theater. The Hollywood Star Playhouse began on CBS for Bromo Seltzer, and in fact the premiere production was on April 24th, 1950, starring Jimmy Stewart in this very same play. And a number of other stars came on this show. The show was on CBS for Bromo Seltzer from April of 1950 to July of 1951, on ABC from July 1951 to January of 1952, and then the Bakers of America, who took over on this show on NBC from February 1952 to February 1953, which would be the end of the show's run. One very interesting thing about the NBC run of this show introduced Jimmy Stewart and his characterization of Britt Ponsett, which would be spun off into Jimmy Stewart's only recurring dramatic role over radio, the six-shooter. And thank you for tuning in on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater. We'll have the conclusion of the Hollywood Star Playhouse coming up in just about 3 minutes here on Classic Radio Theater.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-362-6091 to get your generic sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-362-6091 and get your generic sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-362-6091 now.
This is Dr. Howard, founder and formulator of Balance of Nature. We're changing America, one life at a time.
I mean, Dr. Howard really got it together when he added that health coaching. I mean, it's nothing like buying a supplement. It's like joining a team, you know. I don't think I've gone a day without them. I'd rather not, because I'd be more tired and draggy. That's just what I know my body needs.
As you know, the price of produce is always on the rise. Have the confidence to know you're getting the best possible price for organically grown whole fruits and vegetables with Balance of Nature. Call now to see how you can lock in your price of fruits and vegetables and get free shipping on every order. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year, a month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong. It just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
Thanks for tuning in to this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of the Hollywood Star Playhouse. April 27th, 1952. From 67 years ago today, Alan Young, starring in Nor Gloom of Night.
That afternoon, West Side Avenue seemed twice as long as it ever had before. And that letter in the first-class section of my bag felt like it weighed a couple of tons. In 5 minutes, I'd get to Mr. Whitney's house, and then it'd be too late. He'd just look at the envelope, stick it in his pocket, and slam the door, and there'd be nothing I could do to stop him. Anyhow, I glanced up and saw Miss Whitcomb peering out the window waiting for her mail. Then I got an idea. I pulled the square envelope out of my pouch and held it in my hand.
Well, Ernie, by the time you got here, I've been getting my drapes all unpleated, staring out the window.
I'm right on schedule, Miss Whitcomb.
Suppose you are. Don't see why. Just because I live out at the west end of town, I have to get my mail an hour later than anybody else. What are you waiting for, Ernie? Give it to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonder if there's anything from my aunt. Last I heard, she was getting better. Suppose that means she's going to die.
That square one's from out of town.
Oh, New York postmark. Well, suppose she might have had her son mail it for her. He works in the city. Well, good afternoon, Ernie.
Aren't you going to open it?
That's what one usually does with mail, Ernie, and I'm quite capable of reading my own letters without your help. Ernie! Ernie Evans, come back here.
Yes, Miss Whitcomb?
Just what do you think you're doing, young man?
Why,
This letter is for Mr. Whitney, and you know it.
You mean you opened it?
I did no such thing. You and that so-called police chief aren't going to trick me into reading somebody else's mail. Here's the letter, just exactly the way you gave it to me. Good day.
I put the square envelope in the back of my pouch and tried hard not to think about it as I kept walking on down the block. But as I stepped over the Jenkins kids' roller skates, I found myself wondering who was going to be killed this time. Then I remembered. Miss Whitney had a sister living over on the north side. Maybe she was the one. I bet that's it. As soon as I get off my route, I'll telephone her. I'll warn her to... I reached in my pouch for the next delivery. I pulled out 3 cards and a square envelope. I was at the Whitney house. Now I had to deliver the letter. I looked up, expecting Mr. Whitney to be waiting for me, but he wasn't there. All the shutters were closed tight, and welcome mat was gone from in front of the door. I didn't go directly to the mailbox. I don't know why exactly. I felt that I wanted to see Mr. Whitney face to face. Maybe I had the nerve to tell him that he couldn't get away with it. Not this time. Maybe I'd be able to say, I know what you're up to. Or maybe I'd be too scared to say anything. Then I saw the slip of pink paper stuck in the corner of the mailbox. Change of address form. C.W. Whitney. New address, general delivery, New York City. The envelope was still in my hand as I walked down toward the corner of 11th Street. I knew why Mr. Whitney left town. Now he'd have a perfect alibi for the second murder. Maybe the killing was already over. Maybe there was nothing I could do, or maybe it was only a matter of hours or minutes. I'd never know unless I opened the letter. I pushed through the gate of the corner house and, from force of habit, looked around for Tony the Airedale. He wasn't in sight. Ms. Phillips was down on her hands and knees, weeding her marigold plants.
Hello, Ernie. You're right on time. I always know when it's 4:30. You're never more than a minute off.
Yeah, I guess so. Here's your mail.
Thank you. It isn't very exciting. Oh, is that other letter from me?
No, it's not.
Well, you look tired, Ernie. Would you like a cup of hot tea? It won't take a minute.
No, thanks, Miss Phillips. I better be getting along. See you tomorrow.
All right, Ernie.
Down, Tony. Down, get away.
Tony! You bad dog, get down. I've got his collar, Ernie. You better run. Tony, you're a wicked dog. Ernie never tried to hurt you.
I was almost to the corner when I stopped and caught my breath and shifted my pack around. Then I realized I didn't have the letter. It had been in my hand when Tony had charged at me. I must have dropped it. From across the Phillips fence, I could see it, a white square on the red brick wall. Tony and his mistress had disappeared, so I opened the gate and reached for it. Tony had come around the house and beat me to it. He set up a guard over the letter, and he was worrying the envelope with his teeth. Here, Tony. Give it to me. Nice dog. You don't want to eat that, Tony? Here, I'll just... Listen, Tony, I gotta have that letter. It's important. Give it to me, Tony. Give it to me. Tony, let go! The envelope had been chewed open, and the bottom half of the letter was in shreds. I stepped off the curb and started across 11th Street, trying to stuff the letter back in the envelope. And then I saw what it said. Honest, I couldn't help it. It said, "Dear friend, new arrangements are satisfactory. We can stay the appointed courier at 4:30. Corner of West Side and 11th. He's never late." You know, never thought I'd be grateful to the Phillips dog. But if he hadn't made me late, I'd have been in the middle of the street. The gray coupe would have hit me instead of that telephone pole. As it was, it snapped the pole in two and didn't stop till it was halfway into the Phillips living room. Well, maybe not quite that far. But it did hit the pole. You can see the big gash in it. And that's the truth. So help me.
Alan, we love you for that. You certainly chalked up a good one for our series. I hope you'll come back again real soon.
You won't ever have to ask me twice, Wendell. Particularly if I can always work with people like Virginia Gregg, Gene Tatum, Jeanette Nolan, Herb Vigran, Parley Bear, and Paul Freese. Thanks a lot, folks.
Thanks again, Alan. And now here's a word about next week's thrilling story on Hollywood Star Playhouse starring Mr. Lee Bowman.
You know what you want, so you wait, because it's big enough to wait for. And you figure out how to work it when the time comes. Then you find you are walking towards death, because you've stepped into the wrong pair of shoes.
Alan Young will soon be seen in the RKO production Androcles and the Lion. Light's partially transcribed story was written for Mr. Young by Robert Libet and Frank Burt. The entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. All characters and incidents were fictitious, and any similarity to actual characters or incidents is purely coincidental. This is Wendell Niles inviting you to be with us again next Sunday for the Bakers of America program, Hollywood Star Playhouse. Enjoy another half hour of fine entertainment brought to you direct from Hollywood by your baker. The baker who supplies your grocer, the baker who calls at your door, and the baker in your bake shop. All helping you serve better meals through bakery foods.
Alan Young, starring in the Hollywood Star Playhouse 67 years ago today, April 27th, 1952, nor Gloom of Night. Coming up tomorrow at this time on many of these stations, Harold Perry, starring as the great Gildersleeve. It seems that Leroy wants a pony, from 73 years ago. And we go back 63 years on Monday to a Western episode, Fort Laramie, starring Perry Mason himself, Raymond Burr, as Captain Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry, and a program from 63 years ago, April 29, 1956, where Captain Lee Quince is captured by Indians. We'll hear all about that on Monday at this time. And, of course, if your station isn't with us Monday at this time, you can always find our podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, the iHeartRadio app, anywhere fine podcasts are served. All you have to do is search for USA Classic Radio Theater. And by the way, our podcasts are now also on Spotify, so you can find those there as well. If you would like to find them on demand via your web browser, very easy. Just go to classicradio.stream. At classicradio.stream, not only can you stream our podcasts on demand, you can also find out more about classic radio theater collecting. Contact me directly through that website, and you can also learn more about what I do away from this microphone. classicradio.stream. And thanks so much for tuning in on this Saturday. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for listening. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend the great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Jack Benny Program.
Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Straighten up that closet one of these days.
This is classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
The Bob Hope Show, transcribed direct from Hollywood.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Groucho Marx in the comedy quiz program You Bet Your Life from April 27th, 1957. And George Fenneman, tell us, what is the secret word?
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word is house. House.
Is this a fact?
You bet your life.
It's Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood and brought to you by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America, who invite you to see and drive the most exciting car in the world today, DeSoto for 1957.
The most exciting car today is now delighting a far highway. It's the lovely, it's dynamic, it's DeSoto. Exciting style to please the eye, exciting power to pass them by. It's the lovely, it's dynamic, it's DeSoto.
Here he is, the one, the only.
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. George, who's first?
Carol Webster and Dan Quigley are standing by to talk to you, Groucho. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word, and you each get an extra $50. It's a common word, something you see every day. Daniel Webster and Dan Quigley, huh? Daniel is your name?
No, not Daniel. Carol.
Oh, Carol. Oh. Would you mind giving us some idea of your age, Carol? Just let your conscience be your guide.
I'm 26, Groucho.
26, and we don't look it. You look like around
Thank
20.
you.
Now, where are you from, Carol?
Well, I was born in Worcester, Massachusetts, and then we moved to Cape Elizabeth, Maine when I was a baby, and when I was 17, we moved to Hartford, Connecticut. And I liked Hartford.
Oh.
I lived at a boys' prep school there.
You lived at a boys' school? How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh,
It
brother.
was very nice. I was just young enough to date the students and just old enough to go out with the teachers.
Oh. Well, why did you... Who made this decision, your father?
Yes, he did. Well, he was a friend of the headmaster, so...
Oh, he was a friend of yours, too, I think.
Sure was.
Well, didn't your father worry about you? How many boys were there?
Oh, about 150. It was a paradise for a young girl.
Oh, I should say. Paradise even for an old girl. You're Dan Quigley?
That's right, Groucho.
Where are you from, Dan?
Wilton, North Dakota, 24 miles north of Bismarck, North Dakota, which is the state capital.
Oh. Now, what could you tell us about North Dakota that might attract the tourist trade?
Well, for the Chamber of Commerce's standpoint, it gets down to 52 below. I've seen it in the wintertime.
Gets down to 52 below zero?
Right.
Well, that certainly ought to attract the tourist trade.
Well, it's a fine...
Attract them all the way down to Miami, Florida.
It's a fine winter sport, and in the fall, it's fine hunting, the best in the United States.
Are you married, then?
Yes, I am married.
Oh. Where'd you meet your wife? In a snowstorm?
No, I met her in a restaurant, and I was a customer there.
Well, I'd say you were a customer in every restaurant.
Well, it goes to say that a fat man always proves that he eats well.
You're a pretty big lad, Dan. How much do you weigh? Just tell us in round tons.
Round tons, 320 pounds.
You only weigh 320. Have you thought of becoming a jockey? No, you know, and they do have these elephant races in India.
I was thinking of perching horses, probably.
Oh. Well, enough about your weight. I imagine you must be pretty sick of that subject, aren't you, Dan?
No, I don't think so, Groucho. It's very...
What sort of work do you do?
I'm in the restaurant business.
Well, the fat's in the fire again. What's the name of your Ptomaine Emporium?
The Totaway Burger, 11,500 West Pico.
What's the name of it?
Totaway Burger.
Would you spell it?
Totee-A-W-A-Y.
What does that mean? Is that French, Totaway?
No, it's not French. It means that if you wish to purchase something, you can come up, order it, and tote it away in a basket.
Oh. I think I ate in one of your places. I had one of those hamburgers, and they toted me away. I went there again after that and just ate the basket and threw the hamburger. Well, Carol, let's get back to you. It's taken me quite some time, but I think it's worth it. And are you married?
Yes, I am.
Well, let's forget the whole thing. How long have you been in California, Carol?
Oh, just about 6 months.
Why did you come out here?
Well, when I lived back in Connecticut, I used to listen to Art Linkletter's house party every afternoon on the radio.
Wait a minute.
Funny. Thank you.
Give it to him. You say you came out here from Connecticut. Why did you come out, Carol?
Oh, well, as I was saying, I used to listen to Art Linkletter's house party every afternoon. Art Linkletter?
Art Linkletter?
Yes.
Never heard of him. Is he the missing Linkletter?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I've heard it.
But anyhow, I used to listen to his program, and he always told about the wonderful climate in California. So I talked my husband into coming out here, because we have terrible weather in Connecticut.
Now, what does your husband do for a living?
Well, he's a commercial service specialist at General Electric in North Hollywood.
Well, that sounds like a very imposing job. What does he do there specifically?
I don't know. Neither does he. He hasn't been at it very long.
Well, have you ever asked him what he does?
Yes, and he just looks kind of vague, you know, and off in the clouds. He's looking for his job description, though. That ought to help him out, though.
He's looking for somebody to describe what he does?
Well, yes, they have a little piece of paper that describes his job, but he lost it.
Well, he doesn't know where he lost it?
No.
Well, you tell him he better find out in a hurry.
Yeah.
GE's liable to trade him off to Westinghouse for a couple of waffle irons. Carol, now you've heard Dan and me talking about food a while ago. How about you? Are you a good cook?
I'm a terrible cook.
Oh.
I specialized in tuna fish casseroles, opening cans, dehydrated roasts, and burnt meatballs.
Now I understand why he doesn't know what kind of a job he has. He's slowly being poisoned. How about other housewifely duties? Can you sew?
No, I'm a terrible sewer, too. Well, I tried it once, though.
What happened?
Well, my husband was lame for a week from the sock that I darned for him, so now I just throw them away.
Why don't you throw your husband away and keep the socks? Actually, he sounds like a wonderful fellow. He must have the patience of Job, the wisdom of Solomon, and the backbone of a jellyfish. Carol, I think he's pretty lucky to have a girl as nice as you.
Thank
pretty
you.
and with a good sense of humor. It isn't every woman who would tolerate a husband who works for General Electric and who hasn't the faintest idea what he's doing. Well, it's been fun talking to you two, and I'd like to continue, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life, and we want to see you win some money. Now, remember your partner, so we want one answer on everything, huh? Now, we have 20 categories, and from this, you selected plants, animals, and birds. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're through. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Is that clear? Here we go. What is the state flower of Kansas?
Sunflower. Oh, excuse me. The sunflower.
Sunflower is right.
1 right, 3 more to go, and you'll have $1,000.
What is the distinguishing characteristic of a herbivorous animal?
It eats vegetables.
That's true.
You're halfway to $1,000 now.
What flower is the symbol of Mother's Day?
Carnation.
Carnation is right.
3 right, 1 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
What kind of a mosquito carries malaria?
Anopheles.
That's right. We can't.
Yes, sir.
We can't cheat them out of anything.
4 in a row, you now have
That's just too smart,
$1,000.
that's all.
Good.
Anopheles, huh?
Yes.
I thought that was where the Navy was. There it is. Did you know it was Anopheles?
I knew it was. I knew it began with an A.
That'll give you an idea if we do, huh? And you, did you know it?
Yes.
Oh, you did, huh? Well, you're smarter than we are. Well, now you've won $1,000. Now you can keep it and quit, or you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a crack at $10,000. So go over there and sit on his lap, and thanks for being on the show, and think about it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
April 27th, 1957, Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life on Classic Radio Theater.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 877-875-5909. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com.
So the other evening I was working on my laptop on the edge of the bed, and I just fell over. I just fell asleep, and it's these Giza Dreams bed sheets. And I snuggle up with them, and I snuggle up with my pillow, and my gosh, I've slept in a lot of hotels in my time. Really nice hotels, top quality, and none of them have anything like these Giza Dreams bed sheets. But don't take my word for it. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. Give them a try. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams bed sheets, and you can sleep just as well as I do. I have a wonderful night's sleep with my MyPillow and my Giza Dreams bed sheets. MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
This is Dr. Howard, founder and formulator of Balance of Nature. We're changing America, one life at a time.
I have all my employees in my company take Balance of Nature. And what it does is it's reduced my sick time to having someone out every week, or sometimes, 2 people out a week, to we have almost no out time at all. Ever since we've had all of our employees take it, it's been amazing. They all fought and resisted at first, but then it's like, you miss 4 days a month. I said, how much is it worth to you not to be sick?
As you know, the price of produce is always on the rise. Have the confidence to know you're getting the best possible price for organically grown whole fruits and vegetables with Balance of Nature. Call now to see how you can lock in your price of fruits and vegetables and get free shipping on every order. Call 800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, April 27th, 1957. Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life.
Groucho, Miss Stasia Lamont and Mr. Tom West are waiting to talk to you. So, folks, you go in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word, and you each get an extra $50. It's a common word, something you always have around with you. Stasia, where are you from?
I'm from Vilna, Poland. Poland, Vilna, which one, Groucho?
You're Polish and your name is Lamont? How do you explain that?
Well, my Polish name is Lewinovna.
Oh.
Now you see why I changed it?
Well, that's a rather poetical name, I think. Levinova, is that it?
Lewinovna.
Oh, well, why did you pick Lamont when there are so many other names available? Marx, for example. That's the name I picked. My name used to be Lamont. Well, in any case, you're a very charming and attractive girl.
Thank you.
And are you married?
No, I'm not.
Well, thank you. Have you got a steady boyfriend?
No, I don't have either.
Well, do you have an unsteady boyfriend?
No. I'm still shopping.
You're still shopping, huh?
Yes.
Well, you won't have any trouble correcting that deficiency, I don't believe. How long have you been in this country?
A few years.
Perhaps you aren't used to American boys. What do you think of them? Do you have any opinions about American boys?
Yes, a lot of them are fresh.
You say they're fresh?
Very fresh.
What do you want? Do you want a stale boy? You wouldn't go to the market and buy a head of cabbage that wasn't fresh, would you?
No, that's not what I mean.
Now, in what way do you say that American boys are fresh or fresher than the Polish boys?
Well, I went a few times on a date, and they take you in a car, they get fresh to you, they start kissing you. And I get mad, I pull off my shoes and knock all the windows in the car with the high heels.
You knocked the windows out of the car with your shoes?
With the high heel shoes.
Oh, what were you wearing, horseshoes? Well, next time you want to go out riding, go out with me. I have a horse and buggy, and it doesn't have any windows. Actually, I drive a new DeSoto. And if you go out with me, you can be sure every window in the car will be rolled down. And the door's wide open. Now, what did you do after you smashed the windows? Did you just stay there, and wasn't it kind of chilly in this open car, which was now a convertible?
No, the guys get scared to death. They take me back home.
Well, I admire you for what you did, Stacia. You just keep smashing these windows. In this way, you'll not only keep your good name, but you'll also bankrupt every insurance company in America. Now, who are you? Have you been standing here all this time?
Waiting for a bus.
Oh. Don't you feel rather insignificant standing there alongside of... Are you married?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. But I still feel insignificant.
Who are you? Are you the secret word duck? Who are you?
No, my name is Tom West, Groucho.
Tom West, huh? That's what Horace Greeley said, wasn't it? Tom West, young man, Tom West. Didn't he say that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, where are you from, Tom?
Well, originally, Groucho, I'm from Chicago.
Oh, I guess most everyone is, huh? And?
Well, we came out
here.
here.
How long ago were you born in Chicago?
26 years, Groucho.
You're 26 years old, huh?
No, I was born 26 years ago.
Well, that makes you around 40, doesn't it? You see, on account of the difference in the time.
Yes, well, I came...
You see, there's 2 hours difference. They go by mountain time. They used to go by central time, but they got weary of it. Now, did you go to school in Chicago or any place else?
It's a rather leading question. Yes, I didn't go to school in Chicago. I came out here when I was just a year old, and...
By yourself?
No, I came with my folks. I wanted to be close to my mother.
Oh.
And so we got out here, about 31, 32. And so I started school out here when I was 6.
Well, what was your main interest in school? Did you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or an Indian chief?
No, Groucho, my interest ran in 3 veins mostly. That was football, track, and women. Or girls.
Well, those are certainly 3 active sports, all right. And, Tom, what sort of work do you do? That's assuming that you work at all.
I go to school, Groucho, at L.A. State College.
You go to school and you're 26 years old?
Yes. It's inevitable.
You must be pretty high in your class by this time. Huh? You could be the teacher. What are you studying? Oh, you're older than the teacher?
Most of them, yeah.
What are you studying at college?
Dramatics, Groucho.
Oh, you want to be a ham?
Yes, or an actor.
Well, Stasia, let's find out some more about you. So far, all we know is that you're trying to exterminate the male population of America. What have you been doing since you came to this country, in addition to creating a boom down at the glassworks?
Well, when I first came to New York, I worked in a candy factory.
Oh?
Making candy.
What kind of candy?
Chocolate candy and all kinds of candy.
Taffy?
No.
Gumdrop?
Waffles.
Waffles is candy?
Waffles covered, chocolate covered waffles.
I've had waffles covered chocolate, but I've never had cross-covered waffles, chocolates. Why did you quit this sticky job?
Because I got too sick, eat too much candy.
Well, you ate these waffles all day?
All the time, yeah.
What kind of a job did you get after that?
Then I went to
The same factory?
No, there was a meat factory.
A meat factory. They manufactured meat here?
In New York.
Oh. Well, after you got thrown out of the sausage factory, what did you do?
I was not thrown out of there.
You mean you...
I quit and then I went...
Why did you quit?
It was too hard.
Somebody tried to kiss you in the smokehouse?
Oh, I met a couple of fresh ones there, too.
Have you had any other shattering experiences with American men?
Oh, I have lots of them. Just...
Give us another example of mayhem.
Well, it happened right here in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, you mean? There was a man that was fresh?
On Sunset Boulevard, yes.
This is incredible. Did you report this to Mayor Polson?
I didn't have to.
You mean you took his shoe off again?
No, it just so happened he was driving the car, hang his head out a window and started whistling after me. And the car was in front of him. He didn't see it.
That wasn't me, huh?
Well, you look like you. I don't say it was you.
Was he driving a DeSoto?
I don't remember because I was just walking on the street and mind my own business.
What happened? He whistled at you?
Well, he hang his head out a window, started whistling and holler, and he smashed into the car in front of him.
Stacia, you know, you have a good chance of wiping out the entire automobile industry. Now, how do you know this fellow who's had his head hanging out the window was fresh? He might have been sick to his stomach. Just because he whistled doesn't mean a thing, you know. Now, does it?
Oh, yes, it does. Only wolf whistle. The wolves.
The wolves? It's not true. A whistle can mean anything. I whistled at a dog this morning. And you know what he did? He climbed into my car and smashed every window I had. Well, you're a charming and attractive couple, and I'd like to go on talking to you two, but the time has come to play You Bet Your Life. So let's see how you can do in the quiz. You know your partners now, and we want one answer between you on everything, huh? You selected a movie quiz. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Now, here are the stars. You tell me what picture it was. Clark Gable, Ava Gardner, and Grace Kelly.
Magambo.
No. All right, it's Magambo, but on the next question, you ask her first, see?
You have 1 right, 3 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
All right, now who plays the title role in the movie version of King Richard III?
We believe it's Laurence Olivier.
Yeah, you don't have to go any further. You're absolutely right.
2 right, 2 more right, and you'll have $1,000.
Okay, one of the great movies of all time was The Wizard of Oz. What comedian played the Cowardly Lion?
It was Bert Lahr.
Bert Lahr is correct.
You're almost there. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
Who was the Danish actor who created the role of Dr. Christian?
Oh, I know the answer, but do they? April 27th, 1957, Groucho Marx on Classic Radio Theater.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, I additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow, and I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top-quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them, too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker-than-usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my MyPillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these MyPillows and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheet Special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there, something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx, April 27th, 1957. I wonder, do they know who, do they know the answer to this question?
You're almost there. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
Who was the Danish actor who created the role of Dr. Christian? It was Gene Herschel.
Herschel, yes.
Sorry, you're back to one wrong again.
Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days has been made into a picture. Who produced it?
Michael Todd.
That's right. Mike Todd is right.
One right again.
Now, what studio's trademark is a snow-capped mountain with a semicircle of stars over it?
It's Paramount.
Paramount, that's right. Yeah.
Two right.
How do you say that in Polish? Paramount.
I never heard in Polish Paramount.
No. All right, Hunts Hall, Leo Gorcey, Billy Hallopp, and Bobby Jordan made a series of pictures. What was this group of boys called?
The Dead End Kids.
The Dead End Kids is right.
You have three right now. Get the next one right, and you'll have your $1,000.
All right, who played the feminine lead in Trapeze?
Gina Lola Bridget.
Gina Lola Brigida is right. So you've now...
Yes, on the roll. You now have $1,000.
You won $1,000. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You might even get a crack at $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it. And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Now, in just one moment, we'll see if any of our couples will try for the big money.
George, we're ready to see who wants to get a crack at all the big money. Will you bring out the first couple?
All right, Carol Webster and Dan Quigley, would you come back out here, please?
I'm glad to see you back again.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Now, you've won $1,000. Now, you have a chance to win a lot more. Maybe even $10,000. Or you can stop right here and keep your $1,000. If you decide to try for the big money and fail, you wind up with a grand total of $500 between you. Now, what are you going to do?
We're going to go.
Okay. Pick a number and turn the wheel. If any number besides the one you pick comes up, this question is worth $2,000. If the number you pick comes up, the question is worth $10,000. Now, what number do you want?
7.
Give it a twist. Well, your number was 7 and it came on 10. So this question is worth $2,000. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Socrates is one of the greatest philosophers in history. But his wife was so bad-tempered, her name has become proverbial for a nagging spouse. For $2,000, what was the name of the wife of Socrates? All right, what's the answer you've decided upon?
It's not Portia.
No, it's Xantippe. And it's spelled Xantippe. And why it's pronounced Xantippe, I'll never know. I'm sorry you missed it, but you wound up with $500. That isn't too bad. Congratulations for being with us. Sorry you didn't win more.
Thanks a lot.
All right, George, bring out the next couple.
Stacia Lamont and Tom West, would you come out, please?
Why, Stacy, it's a pleasure to see you again. Huh?
Who's that?
You won $1,000. Now you have a chance to win a lot more, maybe even $10,000. Or you can stop here and keep your $1,000. If you decide to try for the big money and fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do? Obviously, you're going to go ahead, huh?
No, I stop.
You're stopping, huh? Well, so you get $500, and you want to go ahead?
I'm going to go ahead, yes.
You can win $5,000 if you get the big question, or you can win $1,000, or you can win $250. Pick a number. Say
6.
the number out loud and turn the wheel.
6, Groucho.
6. Give it a turn. pretty close. Scared the life out of me. If your number was 6, it came up 7. So this question is worth 1,000 or 250. A certain hotel in Tokyo is world famous because it was successfully designed by Frank Lloyd Wright to withstand earthquakes. For $1,000, what is the name of this famous hotel?
I wish I could help myself.
What do you say?
The Tokyo Hotel, Groucho.
No. That's good guessing anyway. It's the Imperial. I didn't know it either. So I'm sorry you missed it, so you wind up with $250. Huh? That isn't too bad. Congratulations,
Thank you,
and thanks for being with us.
April 27th, 1957, Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life on Classic Radio Theater.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calotren that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calotren for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Ariston. I take Calotren for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calotren is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year. A month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong, it just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. April 27th, 1960. Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce, The Couple Next Door.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Good morning, dear.
Oh, good morning.
I know the dining room is a shambles, honey, but I'm cleaning the kitchen cupboards, and I had to take everything out.
How can you say it's a good morning with a mess like this?
Don't you think it's time you got used to spring house cleaning, sweetheart?
Darling, I don't think I ever will. Where did all this stuff come from?
Kitchen cupboards and the pantry cupboards and shelves. Sit down, have your breakfast.
Sit down. Where? Every chair is piled high.
I know.
Pots and pans and dishes and boxes, bottles. I didn't even know we had so much stuff in the cupboard.
I never realize it until I clean the shelves and take things out. Well, I fixed you some orange juice. I set it down somewhere. There's the bread, if we can find the toaster. Would you mind helping yourself a little bit, dear? I want these shelves ready for Mrs. Tenney to clean when she gets here.
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, listen, we have got to go over that Social Security tax booklet I brought home last night.
Oh, honey, not now, really. I am so busy. I just haven't
Look,
time
and
to...
last night you were too tired.
Well, I'm spring house cleaning. I don't have time to be fooling around with taxes, dear, when I don't. Besides, I don't want to lose Mrs. Tenney. Now, I told you that yesterday when you brought up all this. And I decided we'd wait at least until I finish the spring house cleaning. I don't want her to quit right in the middle of it.
She isn't going to quit.
Yes, she will. I just barely mentioned the subject yesterday, and she mumbled something about those men down in Washington, and she stomped off upstairs. No, I don't want to say anything to her until next week, dear, when I get
Well,
the
your
cleaning
tax
finished.
return has to be sent in on or before April 30th, which is this Saturday.
Well,
Now, look, pour 2 cups of coffee and bring them into the living room out of this mess, and we will go over the Household Employers Social Security Tax Guide.
Well, here's the coffee. I brought in your orange juice and some toast for you, too. dear.
Oh, fine. Well,
Found
thanks.
the toaster.
Now, sit down, will you please, honey? I don't have much time. We should have done this last night.
Honey, I was tired. When you do spring cleaning, you're just dead
Yeah,
tired
I
at
know.
night. You know.
Now, here, this is the Household Employer Social Security Tax Guide booklet, and I also picked up a form for you to fill out, but I won't have time to help you do that this morning.
You won't have time to help me.
No, I'll just show you what has to be done.
I can't do it at all. You know arithmetic is not my strong suit.
Darling,
to say
for the love of
least.
Mike, all you have to do is add up the wages you've paid Mrs. Tenney in January, February, and March and take 3% of the total income.
3%?
Yeah, that's all. Then you deduct...
I can't do 3%. I can't. I was never any good at percentages or those things that took pi, you know, anything.
Look, all you have... What do you mean, things that took pi?
Oh, you know, that 3.14 something or whatever it was. That's square root.
Oh, honey, look, never mind that, will you? This has nothing to do with square root. You merely take 3%.
That's what I'm talking about, things I'm not good at. Now, 10% of something I can figure out. 10% is simple. No, the government has to make it 3%, so on top of all the organdy curtains I have to wash and iron and the shelves I have to put fresh paper on, now I have figuring to do. And making it 10% would have been certainly much easier.
Well,
I'll
it would
say
make
that.
you
Would have
happier. I'm sure the government would be delighted to make the tax 10%. And I guess they figured that it would make more people happy if it were just 3%. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I certainly haven't time to do it today. As soon as Mrs. Tenney gets the kitchen and the pantry shelves washed, then I'm going to start putting things back, and I thought I'd rearrange things better out there. Seems to me we do a lot of unnecessary running back and forth to the pantry, you know, from the kitchen
Yeah, all
to
right,
the
all right.
pantry and
Anyhow,
back.
here.
I think some of the things that I have in the kitchen I don't use too often should go to the pantry and vice versa. For example, I think we should have more glasses in the kitchen, don't you?
Yeah,
And I
fine,
think
honey.
we
Now,
could
you arrange it
keep
any way
the
you want, honey. Now, look,
toaster
stick
on.
with me a minute, will you, honey?
Yeah, all
I
right.
want you to understand this. These are the new tax rates that went into effect January 1st.
I'm going to move my spices and baking powder and things like that down to a lower shelf when I can get at them better, too. I didn't have that
All right, fine. You'll
rearranged
get at them better.
properly.
Now, look, honey, could you, just for a minute, forget the baking powder and pay attention to this?
Yeah,
Here.
all right, I'm with you.
If an employer pays an employee $50 or more cash wages in a calendar quarter for household services, the taxes apply to all cash wages paid by the employer in such quarter, regardless of when earned.
Well, you've lost me already. Who writes these things?
Darling, it is very simple. Mrs. Tenney started working for you in January, but supposing she came once in December and you didn't pay her until January.
Oh, she wants her money the day she gets
Oh, honey,
through
listen.
working.
Well,
She
yeah, I
doesn't
said suppose.
wait,
Now,
no.
look, the year is composed of 4 calendar quarters of 3 months each. Now, the one that concerns us now is the January, February, March quarter, and a tax return on the money earned in that quarter must be paid by April 30th, this Saturday. Are you listening?
Yes,
And the taxes apply to all cash wages paid by the employer to the employee in such quarter, regardless of when earned. Now, don't you understand it yet?
Yes, but I don't see that it concerns us. Mrs. Tenney didn't come here in December at all.
It
Not at
doesn't
all.
concern us.
Well, then why are we discussing it, for heaven's sakes? I have to get Betsy's room done today, dear. I have to move out all her toys and her dollhouse and take down her curtains and get them washed and her bedspread.
All right. The point is that this booklet will tell you all you want to know about these taxes.
Probably tells me more than I want to know about these taxes. All right, I'll look them over. Oh, it really does make me kind of mad. I don't honestly think housewives should have to be bothered with this sort of thing. It isn't enough with all the housework we have to do. Now we're supposed to be bookkeepers and accountants.
Yeah, well, it so happens that some years ago a lady in Texas got mad about it, too, and she took the matter to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court decided that whether you approve or not, Social Security must be taken from the wages of domestic help. Now, look, don't you want Mrs. Tenney to get Social Security when she's 62?
62? I thought it was 65.
No, I just noticed it says here 65 for men, 62 for women.
Yes, I think
Now, did you want to deprive her of the benefits she'll get?
Why, no, of course not. It isn't that I really object to all this, dear. It's just that I don't want to lose Mrs. Tenney, and she acts so funny whenever I mention it.
Oh, you...
All right, I'll sound her out again today and see how she feels about paying taxes.
Sound her out? It doesn't matter how she feels about paying taxes. Don't you understand? It happens to be the law.
All right.
Now, you sit her down today and get her Social Security number.
All right.
Well,
all
do
right,
it.
All right. I'll see if I can find the right opportunity to bring it up.
Well, if you don't, I can assure you the Department of Internal Revenue will certainly find the right opportunity to bring it up with both you and Mrs. Tenney.
Well, I just wish every man in the Internal Revenue Department had to iron 18 pair of ruffled organdy curtains, and he'd think twice about all this 3% of this and 3% of that.
You talk to Mrs. Tenney.
Mrs. Tenney, I fixed some coffee for us. Come on, we both worked so hard all day. Let's relax a little, shall we?
Well, no thanks, Miss Piper. I'd rather keep right on going. Once I let up and relax, I can't seem to get my ambition up again. No, I'll just keep right on with these kitchen shelves so you can get things put back in. Or, if you'd rather, I can go upstairs with you and help put those things back in Betsy's room. I finished all the woodwork in there.
Oh, I know, and everything just sparkles. But you keep on with the shelves here. My husband can help me move the furniture back in Betsy's room when he comes home. Oh, that reminds me. My husband wanted me to ask you for your Social Security number, Mrs. Tenney.
The shelves in the pantry are all cleaned and papered, and if you want to start putting things back in there, Miss Piper.
Yes, thank you. And the point is, Mrs. Tenney, if you're going to get any Social Security benefits when you're... Well, actually, I thought it was 65, but isn't it nice? You'll get them when you're 62.
Well, I'm not going to be 62 for a long time.
Oh, well, of course not, Mrs. Tenney.
And you can tell Mr. Piper that.
Oh, but Mrs. Tenney, my husband wasn't asking.
You can tell him just what I told the census taker. A lady's age is her own business. But I'm nowhere near 62. Now, shall I finish these shelves, or would you rather get somebody else?
Oh, no. I mean, yes, do finish them, please, Mrs. Tenney. Now, don't worry. I'll talk to my husband. Betsy's room, moving some of the furniture back in.
Oh, boy, you must be dead tired from the looks of the dining room and kitchen. How would you like to go out to dinner tonight?
Oh, thanks anyway, dear, but I put a casserole dish in the oven, and we'll eat on the card table in the living room. Thought if you built a fire, it might be kind of cozy,
Don't try to move that chest of drawers by yourself,
Well,
will
I don't
you?
want you to move things with your bad back.
Well, look, you move things yourself, you'll have a bad back.
Just take that in.
All right, did you get Mrs. Tenney's Social Security number?
Yeah, look out, dear. I don't want to scratch the wallpaper.
All right,
look out.
that's
Watch
okay.
that,
I'm
watch
watching.
that corner. Watch that
Okay,
corner.
I got it. What about Mrs. Tenney?
Yeah, just set it down. Set it down right there.
Yeah.
Betsy's playing at Susie's, and she said she wants to decide where things go in her own room herself. She's rearranging. She's getting so grown. Now, let's see.
What about Mrs. Tenney?
I don't want to discuss it until the spring house cleaning is done. I told you I'd lose her if I started all this tax talk, and today I nearly did. She was furious because she thought I implied she was nearly 62 already. And she said to tell you that a lady's age is her own business.
Well, who was asking her age? Her Social Security number is all
I'm telling you what she said. Apparently she's like Aunt Effie, who didn't want the government to know how old she was when we had to apply for passports last year.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, I should have talked to Mrs. Tenney
Now, you stay out of
myself.
it. You stay out of it. Don't you talk to her. You stay out of it, please. The minute you start fooling around with a woman's age, you're in for trouble.
This has nothing to do with her age, will you? It's her taxes. It's the law.
Well, it's an unwritten law that a woman doesn't have to tell how old she is. And even if she and I both wind up in jail for tax evasion, I want Mrs. Tenney here and happy until we finish the spring house cleaning.
The tax return has to be in by this April 30th. Do you want the tax department to pounce on me?
Well, frankly, dear, at this point, with all of the downstairs yet to do, I'd rather lose you than Mrs. Tenney.
All right. Finish your cleaning, and when the time comes, I will deal with Mrs. Tenney.
Now, important advice on how to give vital support to the flow of truth through the Iron Curtain.
This is Paul Newman speaking. It's a struggle, being an actor in a free country. There are plenty of obstacles to overcome. There's one thing an actor can be sure of. He's not just a propaganda tool, mouthing the government's party line. He's a free man. He can speak the truth. Actors behind the Iron Curtain in Russia's satellites do not enjoy such freedom. All material on radio, television, and on the stage is subject to rigid censorship by the government. 76 million people behind the Iron Curtain listen to Radio Free Europe for truthful news. Keep the truth on the air by contributing to Crusade for Freedom.
The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce with Leona Powers and is produced by Walter Hart, directed by Dick Stenter. This is Warren Sweeney speaking.
April 27th, 1960, The Couple Next Door on Classic Radio Theater. We hope you'll visit the webpage, classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our Classic Radio Theater podcast, learn more about Classic Radio Theater collecting, and contact me through that webpage, classicradio.stream. If you would like to find our podcasts, they are anywhere fine podcasts are served, iTunes, Spreaker, the iHeartRadio app, even at Spotify. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend the great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Jack Benny Program.
Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Straighten up that closet one of these days.
This is Classic Radio Theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
The Bob Hope Show, transcribed direct from Hollywood.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show. Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Now we start out with some light comedy from the first night of program starring Olan, Soule, and Barbara Luddy, as it was originally broadcast April 27th, 1952. Refresher course.
NBC presents The First Nighter Program, starring Barbara Luddy and Olan Soule. Theater time, Broadway. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, a new play makes its debut at the famous Little Theater of Times Square. We're about to attend one of the most exciting events on the Great White Way, a premiere. And here, waiting to greet us, is our host for the evening, the genial First Nighter.
Good evening. Nice to have you back. Tonight promises to be a gala occasion, so let's not miss any of the excitement.
My cab is waiting. Won't you step in? All right, driver, to the Little Theater. Up Broadway, into traffic jams, across 42nd Street, into the heart of Theaterland. There ahead is the Little Theater off Times Square. Well, here we are.
Have your tickets ready, please. Have your tickets ready, please.
Good evening, Mr. First Nighter. The usher will show you to your seats.
Thank you. We'll go right in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's certainly a gay scene inside the theater tonight. It'll be time for first curtain in a moment, so let me tell you about the play. It's a sparkling comedy called Refresher Course, written by Virginia Safford Lynn and co-starring Barbara Luddy and Olan Soule. Miss Luddy plays the part of Chauncey, a heretofore normal wife. Mr. Soule is cast as that hardy perennial, a bewildered husband. In the all-star cast are Richard Beals playing Nabby, the 8-year-old son, Jim Backus as the man next door, Bob Jellison as the milkman, and Larry Dobkin as the salesman. There's the signal for first curtain. The house lights are out, and here's the play.
More toast, Barney? Barney, I said more toast.
Oh, no, thanks.
You're getting your newspaper and your coffee. Nabby, more toast?
Can I have more jam on it, Mom?
No more jam.
Oh, stun.
Oh, what?
Stun, that's nuts spilled backwards.
Nabby, eat your sennerp.
Sennerp?
Yeah, that's prune spelled backwards. By the way, Nabby, how's school?
Oh, just like last year. It's so blamed dumb.
Lots of things are dumb.
Yeah, aren't they, though? Dad, don't you wish lots of times you were back in Korea?
Yeah. Well, I don't exactly lie awake nights sobbing into my pillow.
Gee, you don't?
Finish your breakfast, Nabby. Barney, can you think of anything you'd like for dinner?
That'd be fine.
Barney, you didn't hear a word I said.
Well, sure I did. What'd you say? Oh, great Scott, look at the time. Come on, hurry up, Nabby, or I won't have time to drop you off at school.
Oh, where are your books, Nabby? Have you got your lunch?
Come on, Nabby, get a move on.
I'm coming. Goodbye, Mom.
Bye. Goodbye, Barney.
What?
I said goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, well. Oh, dear. He didn't even remember to kiss me goodbye. Oh.
Hey, Barney.
Oh, just a minute, Peter.
Oh, hello, Chauncey. Has Barney left?
Well, if you'd come around the front way, you'd have caught him, Peter.
Oh, well, it wasn't important. Is that coffee I smell?
Uh-huh. Would you like some?
Well, of course I'd like some. Pour me a cup while you tell me what you were weeping about.
Why, I haven't been weeping.
Oh, Chauncey. You can tell Uncle Peter all about it.
But there isn't anything to tell. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. No cream or sugar, please.
When we were first married, he always kissed me goodbye. He could hardly tear himself away to the office. And every evening he wanted to go wherever I wanted to go. I used to get all worn out trying to think of places to go. Oh, it was so romantic.
Yeah, and now?
Now he doesn't notice me any more than if I were this coffee pot.
Well, he'd probably notice even that coffee pot if it boiled over.
You mean I should blow my lid?
Oh, no, it's nothing to get excited about. The only trouble is that you both bogged down. Now, what you need is, sort of a refresher course.
What do you mean?
Well, to be brutal, have you tried looking in the mirror lately?
Well, yes.
Well, now, here, you go over to the mirror and take a real good gander at yourself. Okay. Now look.
All right. Oh, no.
Pardon me for pointing.
It must be the light.
When did you last have a permanent?
Well,
And when did you last have a new dress?
But, Peter, I...
No wonder Barney hides behind the morning paper.
Oh, he doesn't love me anymore.
Oh, come, sure he does. He's just settled down before his time, that's all, and so have you. Now, come on. You get your hat.
But, Peter...
You've got a hat, haven't you?
Well, of course I have, but where am I going in
The best beauty shop in town, next to the swankiest dress shops and the silliest hat shops. You're buying out the town, my girl. With Barney's money, of course.
But Peter...
Come on, Galatea. Pygmalion is going to work.
Hey, Dad, wait a second.
Where? For a minute, I thought it was Joe DiMaggio. Who won?
Oh, the other guys. I was catching.
Why do they keep letting you catch?
I own the mitt.
Oh. All right. Come on, scrape off some home plate and get ready for dinner.
Gee, I'm hungry. Hey, Mom, I'm hungry.
We're home, Chatsy. Chatsy?
Hey, where's Mom? Why isn't dinner cooking?
Well, this is a fine thing.
Oh, there's the front door. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom, where'd you... Well, hey. Hello, Nabby.
Well, we were beginning to wonder what... Well, for Pete's sake.
Well, good grief, what's the matter? Haven't you ever seen me before?
I don't think we have.
Gee. Hey, Mom, are you going into the movies? Well, why are you both acting so silly?
Oh, but Chatsy, what have you done to yourself?
Oh, that. I suppose it's the new hairdo.
Well, it's certainly the new something.
Say, what's in all the boxes? Oh, just a few dozen things I needed.
Well...
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
Well, if it is, it doesn't show. Nabby, is this glamour gal anyone we know?
Search me. Golly, no wonder dinner wasn't ready.
Dinner? Oh, I forgot all about it, you poor starving thing.
Oh, that's all right. After all, what's dinner? Just food, that's all.
Well, we'll go right out and have dinner somewhere.
Out?
Yes, just as soon as I run upstairs and change into a dinner dress.
Well, what's the matter with that thing you've got on?
Darling, this is an afternoon dress.
Did it set me back as much as I know it must have?
I forgot to ask the price. I'll be down in just a second, boys.
Golly. Say, Dad, maybe I better wear my good T-shirt.
What?
Oh, gee, Dad, don't take it so hard. These things happen in the movies all the time.
Yeah? But how did they get into our house?
Yeah, that's what I say. Who's the man?
All of a sudden, why should she... Who's the what?
There's always a guy back of it, Dad.
For heaven's sake, what are you talking about?
It happened in the movie just last night. The dame got to looking like an old frump.
Just a minute, young man. Your mother is not a dame, and she is not an old frump.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, this lady went off her nut about some guy, and he kept wanting her to fly with him. I guess he had an airplane.
For Pete's sake, get those weird ideas out of your head, Nabby. Your mother wouldn't even look at anyone.
Yep, that's what the poor old husband thought.
Nabby? Now, you stop that this minute.
Yes, sir. But just the same, it looks pretty bad.
It looks nothing of the kind.
Then what made Mom get all dolled up all of a sudden?
Why, simply because... golly, it does look kind of odd, doesn't it?
And the curtain comes down on the first act of tonight's play in the Little Theater of Times Square.
In the outer lobby or downstairs, please. Smoking in the outer lobby or downstairs, please.
April 27th, 1952, the first Snyder program on Classic Radio Theater.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 888-998-7225. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225.
So the other evening, I was working on my laptop on the edge of the bed, and I just fell over. I just fell asleep, and it's these Giza Dreams bed sheets. And I snuggle up with them, and I snuggle up with my pillow, and my gosh, I've slept in a lot of hotels in my time. really nice hotels, top quality, and none of them have anything like these Giza Dreams bed sheets. But don't take my word for it. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. Give them a try. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams bed sheets, and you can sleep just as well as I do. I have a wonderful night's sleep with my MyPillow and my Giza Dreams bed sheets. MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year, a month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong. It just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
You're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, the First Nighter program, April 27th, 1952.
Second.
The first nighters are hurrying down the aisles to their seats. The lights are dimmed, and here's the second act of Refresher Course.
Oh, stun. Ouch. Huh? Doggone it.
Hey, is breakfast ready? Say, Dad, what are you doing?
Oh, I just burned my finger clear off up to the elbow, that's all.
Oh, gee, that's all right, Dad. I didn't want any oatmeal anyway. Where's Mom?
Your mother is making herself glamorous. Sit down and don't argue.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Nabby, that movie you were telling me about, The Wife and This Other Man, how did that turn out?
Well, Sammy Page and I got to wrestling under the seats, and I missed the end.
Is the picture still playing at the Bijou?
Gee, I don't know. Say, you could meet me after school, and we could go see if it's still there, huh?
Certainly not. Eat your breakfast.
Oh, yes, sir. Have you figured out who the man is yet, Dad?
Now, listen, Barnaby. You're to forget all this nonsense. Your mother would never look at another man. Anyway, she doesn't know any other man.
Oh, in this movie, the guy kept disguising himself as a vacuum cleaner salesman.
Never mind, Barnaby. I told you to forget this nonsense.
Yes, sir. But you know, Dad, sometimes when a wife gets kind of fed up with an old broken-down husband, she...
I am not an old broken-down husband.
I'll go to the door.
You eat your breakfast.
Well, good morning. Oh, pardon me. I was expecting the lady of the house.
Oh, you were?
Yes. I represent the Jolly Jiffy Vacuum Cleaner Company. I have an attachment here that might interest you.
Whatever attachment you have here doesn't interest me in the least.
How is that, sir?
Good morning. Who does he think he is, anyway? Just who is he, anyway?
Who was it, Dad?
Nobody. Drink your milk.
Milkman!
Just a minute.
Well, and how's my... Oh, I was expecting your wife.
Oh, you too, huh?
Do you know what she wants today?
I apparently don't know what she wants any day.
Well, I'll just leave the usual.
You, come around here every morning, hmm?
That's right. Sometimes I come back on my afternoon, too.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah. Nice morning, isn't it?
Yes, exceedingly nice.
Say, Dad, do you suppose...
Never mind, eat your toast.
Good morning, darling. Mom, where'd you... Say, get a load of Mom. Wow.
Well, wow, indeed.
What do you call that, Mom, a nickel G?
Just a housecoat, dear. I had no idea I was taking so long. You'll be awfully late to the office, Barney.
As a matter of fact, I'm not going downtown this morning.
You're not going down to the office?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, goody, can I stay home from school?
No, and eat your breakfast.
I ate my breakfast.
That's no excuse. By the way, Chotsy, the milkman was here, among others.
Oh, dear, I wanted to see him. Well, maybe I can catch him this afternoon.
Oh? You know, on second thought, I don't believe I'll go to the office at all today.
Why, Barney, don't you feel well?
I feel fine for an old broken-down husband.
They went and changed the bill.
It's all right, Nabby. Doesn't matter in the least. I had no desire to see the picture you told me about. I enjoyed the pictures we saw. All three of them.
Those were sure keen murders, weren't they? Did you suspect that it was the old family friend next door all the time?
No. He seemed like a rather nice chap.
Well, I'll tell you,
Now,
Dad.
Nabby, we're forgetting all this. We've just built it up out of nothing, and it's just a lot of nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Now, come on, get in the car and let's go home. And see what your mother's up to now.
Honestly, Peter, I can hardly believe it.
Well, didn't I tell you it would work?
I know, but I never dreamed he'd stay home from the office the very first day.
Well, listen, you'd better not overdo this glamour stuff. He might give up his work altogether.
Oh, Peter. Why, Barney.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, hello, Big Barnaby and Little Barnaby.
How was the movie, Nabby?
Oh, keen.
Yeah, we suspected everybody from the butler to the... It never occurred to us it was the old family friend next door all the time. You come over to see me about anything in particular, Peter?
Oh, I didn't come over to see you at all. I brought over the half box that your beautiful wife left in my car yesterday.
Oh.
Put it on, Chotsy, and let's see if it looks as oomph as it did in the shop.
Oh?
All right, now, just a minute. I have to get it on just right or just wrong. Okay. Ta-da.
Barney?
Nabby?
Don't tell me that I haven't got good taste.
It's never occurred to me that our tastes were so, similar.
Yeah, well, perhaps I'd better run along.
Yes, perhaps you'd better.
Barney. Goodbye, Peter.
So long. Be seeing you.
No doubt.
Thanks for everything, Peter.
Oh, it was really nothing.
Well, I'd better get busy.
Seems to me you've already had quite a full day.
Oh, well, I haven't done anything.
Oh, yeah? Or rather, oh, no?
You both had better get washed up.
Gee, if you'll excuse the expression, Dad, it kind of looks as if we're already washed up.
Is your newspaper interesting?
Oh, yes, very. Don't you want to read a book or something?
With all the things I know, I could write a book.
Well, you don't want to just sit and look at me all evening, do you?
Oh, pardon me. I hadn't realized that I was...
Dad! Oh, good evening, Mom. Hey, Dad, can I talk to you a minute, please?
Certainly. I'm available at any time. Excuse us, Chotsy.
He's already had his allowance for this week, Barney.
Nabby, did you find that movie?
No, but we don't need it now, Dad. The one I just saw has all the dope. It was a deal where the poor old broken-down husband...
Stop saying that!
Yes, sir. Well, this wife, see, was tired of him, he thought. So he tested her. He said he was leaving her.
Oh, he did, huh?
And then the wife falls down on her knees, and with tears streaming down her puss, begs him to stay. No, do not go, Herschel, for it is you I love. Then everything's swell, see?
Okay, now get up off your knees, Nabby.
Are you going to try it, Dad?
Certainly not. Do you think I'm crazy? And from now on, you're to forget about this whole thing, you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's still just wonderful, Peter. He just sits and stares at me.
I guess I know a thing or two.
Oh, you're marvelous. In fact, I could simply hug you.
Well, what's holding you back?
Just for that, I will. Why, Barney, are you home?
Well, hello there, Barnaby. I forgot my cowbell.
Bell? Oh, say yes, it did look bad, didn't it? Oh, well, think nothing of it, pal. That's nothing to the rest of the stuff that we've been putting over on you.
That's what you think.
Well, I better be running along.
Yes, much better.
Barney. Goodbye, Peter.
So long.
Barney, is anything the matter? You're acting so funny.
Chatsy, I have news. I am leaving.
Oh, where are you going, dear? Down the corner?
I mean, I'm leaving you. I'm moving out. I'm going away. I'm getting out of your life forever.
Barney, you're joking, aren't you?
It's the way things will have to be.
What you mean, what do you mean?
I mean, I am going.
But what's the matter? You have to have a reason. You can't just...
Must I explain the reason?
No, you needn't. It's very obvious. It's been obvious for a long time.
Long time?
Very well, if that's the way you feel, very well.
Very well.
Go on, go ahead and leave.
Go ahead.
It's perfectly all right with me, and don't let me detain you.
Now, let's not be hasty about this.
I'm sick and tired of all this. I'm all fed up. You're the meanest, most unreasonable person I ever saw.
But Chatsy.
Don't you ever dare say another word.
But Chatsy, listen. Chatsy? Well, for Pete's sake, it wasn't supposed to turn out that way.
And the curtain comes down on the second act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking downstairs. We're in the outer lobby, please.
Next.
Next. First nighters are all in their seats, ready for the last act, and there goes the curtain.
Well, hello there, Nabby.
Sir, I have come to talk to you, if you'll excuse the expression, as man to man.
Oh, yeah, well, in that case, you'd better come in.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
April 27th, 1952, the first night of program refresher course. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aniston. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow. And I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top-quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them, too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker-than-usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my MyPillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these MyPillows and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheet Special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there, something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our classic radio theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus classic radio theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, now the conclusion of the first nighter program. April 27th, 1952 refresher course.
Do we sit down, sir?
No, I guess I'll just stand up, Uncle Peter, thanks. Sir, I have come on my bended knees to ask you not to bust up a little child's home.
What little child?
Me.
Oh, wait a minute, how was that again?
Maybe you don't know that all is discovered.
All is what?
We know all.
Oh, you do? Well, all what?
How Mom got all dolled up because she was keen on you.
Oh, that. Well, yes, we thought... Oh, wait a minute. Keen on me?
Who else?
Oh, now, listen, Abby. I was the one who suggested that she... Well, in fact, it was the only... Good heavens. You mean she did it to please me?
Sure. Didn't she?
But I know, but how could she be so interested in me?
Search me. Well, I just dropped in to appeal to your better self. I gotta beat it now.
No, wait.
I gotta go, Uncle Peter. So long.
But, Nabby, this is... Well, I'll be blasted. This is the most amazing. I wonder if I need a shave first.
Why, Peter, what's the matter with you?
Now, Chauncey, don't draw away.
Why are you acting this way?
Chauncey, we can't deny this thing.
What thing? Peter, is that cologne that you simply reek of?
Yeah, it's called Come and Get Me. Now, look, Chauncey, you've got to listen to how I feel about you.
You'd better listen to how I feel about you right now.
Oh, Chauncey, dear.
And don't Chauncey dear me.
But, Chauncey.
Oh, don't you realize what you've done?
But, Chauncey, I couldn't help it. I didn't know you cared.
Well, of course I cared.
Well, I'll be blasted. Oh, Chauncey, darling.
Now, you stop that. The whole thing's your fault.
Well, I just didn't realize I was so attractive.
You ruined my entire life. That's what you ruined.
Well.
Oh.
You have the most annoying habit of sneaking up on people.
Pardon me. Perhaps I should have my entrance into my own home announced with a police siren?
But, Barney, what are you doing home in the middle of the afternoon?
It's Saturday afternoon, and I had nowhere else to go. And don't change the subject. Let's get back to the part about Peter ruining your life. Let's have a nice long chat about that, shall we?
Well, now, Barney, listen.
Now, you look here, Barney. It was just...
I'll answer the phone.
I'll answer the phone.
Why don't we all answer the phone in chorus?
Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Where are you? And stop doing whatever you're doing.
Hey, I found that movie, the one I didn't know how it turned out.
I'm not at all interested in what
Listen,
happened.
I'm phoning from the lobby. Here's what's happened so far.
That makes no difference.
Listen carefully, Dad. This is very secret stuff.
Yeah?
Here's what the old broken-down husband did. And then he went on it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what he went.
Oh, he did, huh?
You'll be trying it out while I get back to my seat and see how it ends.
Now, we'll have no more of this. Hello? Hello? Oh, for Pete's sake.
What was that, Barney?
Oh, just a business advisor of mine. Now, where were we?
Look, let's get down to brass tacks.
Yeah, let's. I seem to be walking around on them barefoot.
Barney, listen, it was...
Peter, my friend.
Hey, what are you shaking hands with me for?
Just to wish you all the best and be good to her, old man, won't you?
Good to her old man?
Yeah. Be good to little Chotsy here.
Barney, well, what do you mean?
Well, good heavens, you sound as if you were making me a present of her.
I have no other choice, old fellow. Well, I'll go upstairs and get my little suitcase.
But, Barney, wait.
But, Barney, listen. But, Gray, I didn't mean that... I mean, Oh, for the love of heaven, what have I got myself into anyway?
It isn't his fault. It's all your fault.
It is not my fault.
It is too.
Here I come again, folks.
Barney, listen.
Look, Barney,
Just on my way out and stop to say goodbye. Good luck, and I hope you'll both be very happy.
But Barney,
Listen, Barney, don't.
Goodbye, all.
Hey, Dad, wait a minute.
Hey, why aren't you at the movies attending to business?
Gee, I couldn't phone again, Dad, because I didn't have any more dough. Golly, I had to run all the way home. Did it work, Dad?
Oh, yes. Yeah, worked me right out into the street with a suitcase.
Say, that's just what happened in the picture.
You mean it didn't have a happy ending after all?
Oh, yeah, the poor old broken-down husband went out and got hit by a train.
Oh, how jolly.
Dad, it made the wife sorry and everything was swell.
Now, listen, if you think I'm going out and find a train and get... In fact,
Dad, you got an idea?
Yeah, I've got an idea. Stand back, Nabby.
Why?
Just stand back now.
Dad, what are you going to do? Dad, what are you doing?
Hey, look out!
Dad!
Barney, what is it?
Hey, what happened?
Oh, Barney, speak to me.
Hello, Chatsy.
Barney, are you all right?
Of course I'm all right. Why get so excited? I merely dropped my suitcase quite by accident in front of a passing car, that's all.
Now, what is the big idea? You crazy or something?
Sorry. Perfectly all right. My fault. Think nothing of it.
Yeah, well, next time you look what you're doing, Bub.
Boy, it sure wrecked your suitcase up clean, Dad.
Yeah, there's not much. Hey, wait a minute. Look here. This suitcase didn't have anything in it. It was empty.
Well, my gracious, how absent-minded can you be?
Barney, you weren't really leaving at all.
Why, certainly I wasn't leaving. What do you take me for?
Oh, I'll be blasted.
Oh, Barney, I was so scared. Oh, Barney.
Why, Chatsy, you do love me.
Well, what did you think was the matter with me?
We just thought you were nuts, Mom.
It was all Peter's fault. He said I'd let myself get into a dowdy rut. So I tried to make myself beautiful for you, Barney.
For me? Golly, I never thought of that.
Well, Peter thinks that sometimes married people need sort of a refresher course.
Oh, he does he?
Yeah, well, I guess I'd better be running along home now.
Yes, I guess you'd better.
Well, bye now.
That'll teach you to meddle in other people's affairs.
Want to bet?
Oh, Barney, dear.
Chatsy, darling.
Oh, stunned folks, not out here on the street.
Oh, excuse us, Nabby. Come on into the house, precious.
Honey.
Oh, that mush stuff. I'm going back to Hopalong Cassidy. I bet you I've aged 10 years.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the premier performance of what looks like a new hit play on the Great White Way at the Little Theater off Times Square. Miss Luddy and Mr. Soule are taking bows. They brought out Jim Backus from the wings, and the audience is giving them a great ovation.
April 27th, 1952, the first nighter program on Classic Radio Theater. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, coming up in just 3 minutes.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calotren that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calotren for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Erin, I take Calotren for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calotren is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-362-6091 to get your generic sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-362-6091 and get your generic sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-362-6091 now.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
Now part 5 of the year's truly Johnny Dollar story, The Lonely Hearts Matter, as it was originally broadcast April 27th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Max Lancer, Johnny. DA's office. How is she?
Pretty weak. The hospital staff are doing all they can for her, but they don't give her much hope.
Has she been able to talk?
No, not yet. Maybe not ever. It was ground glass, all right. The doctor's sure of it now.
The same as her husband. Why, Johnny? Why her?
I'll guess with you.
Maybe she figured we were closing in on her, that the game was over and took this way out.
We had nothing on her, Max. Suspicion, that's all we were going on. She'd had 2 husbands in the last 3 years. Both of them died from the effects of ground glass poisoning. And both times she goes for $50,000 insurance. That's all we had to go on, and it wasn't enough.
But maybe she didn't realize that.
I can give you a better theory.
Okay, sound off.
Somebody tried to murder her.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Chicago, to the Home Office, Northwestern Surety Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, The Lonely Hearts Matter. Expense account, final page. Item 15, $2.60. Sandwiches, cigarettes, and incidentals, which I had sent up from a lunchroom across the street from the hospital. It was evening again now. I'd spent the whole day in the lounge down the hall from the room where Mabel Burke Wells was fighting for her life. Fighting and slowly losing. I'd tagged her as a murderess, responsible for the deaths of 2 of her husbands. But then she herself had been struck down by the same poison. And now only she had the key to the puzzle. The key she might never give up.
Calling Dr. Kenworthy. Dr. Kenworthy. Wanted in delivery room.
Oh, hiya, Creeley.
Any change yet in my aunt's
condition? No, I just talked to the doctor. If anything, she's even weaker.
She didn't even recognize me. I've been in the room off and on all day. She didn't even know I was there.
Well, she's in pretty bad shape. Sit down. You look a little rocky yourself.
Thanks. I feel that way. Aunt Mabel's been a real mother to me. This is quite a shock.
Yes, I imagine.
Doctor says it's the same thing that killed Jonathan.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that just doesn't make any sense, Mr. Dollar.
Say, tell me something. Did anyone come to the house to see your aunt? Either last night after Lancer left or this morning before I got there?
And as far as I know, why do you think someone might have?
I don't know.
She'd already gone to bed when I came in early this morning. It's possible, of course, but I don't believe anyone did. She never had any visitors. She's always been a lonely person, actually.
Maybe that's why she started the Lonely Hearts Club.
Yes, it was. I suggested the idea to her as a way to keep ends, and she loved it.
Why couldn't she and Jonathan's daughter, Norma Wells, get along?
She's a strange girl off shoulder. I spoke to Jonathan about it once, but he just laughed it off. He said Norma just had too much possessive.
Yeah, well, it's true. The two of them had been a long time until he married your aunt.
Mr. Dollar.
Yeah?
Well, the police think that Aunt Mabel killed him, don't they?
They've got some pretty strong reasons for thinking so.
And the way she is now, dying in her, I suppose they think she did it herself?
It's possible she did.
Is that what you think?
Oh, I'm not sure. I am. Oh, come on over, Miss Wells.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Just making conversation. You two know each other, I guess.
Yes.
Well, I think I'll get on with a cup of coffee. I'll see you later, Doc.
I can't stand that man.
So I gather.
How is she?
Not much change.
Couldn't bear just sitting in that hotel room wondering what was happening. She hasn't been able to talk?
No, not yet.
I don't understand it. My father died less than 2 hours after he was first stricken.
Difference in constitution, maybe. Different doses.
I'm at that. It was cruel and heartless, but that's the way I feel. I can't help it. When I think of my father, so kind and gentle, murdered in cold blood by that woman.
If she did do it, then why this?
You mean the same thing happening to her?
That's right.
Remorse, maybe, if she's capable of it. Or fear. I don't know why. Maybe she's insane. I've always thought she might be.
Oh, she's sane, all right. As sane as any of us.
Then what do you think happened to her?
Oh, I don't know.
We probably never will know. She'll die without talking, and there'll never be any proof.
That's a possibility.
That worthless nephew of hers will collect the insurance, I suppose.
That's not my department. But under the circumstances, I think he'd have a legal claim.
It's horrible.
Mr. Dollar.
What is it, nurse?
She's conscious, and she wants to see you.
She was a dying woman. I could see it the moment Norma Wells and I walked into the room. I sent the nurse to find her nephew, Burton Creeley, and he slipped in quietly a few seconds later. The old lady lay back on her pillows, smiling to herself as usual, bright-eyed with a last burst of false vitality. Death was only minutes away. All of us knew it, and she knew it too.
My gracious. All of you look so serious. But it was nice of you to come. It keeps a body from feeling lonesome.
You save your strength now, Mrs. Wells.
What on earth for? Body can't enjoy their last few breaths. They might as well not be living.
Please, Aunt Mabel,
Don't you please me, Burton Creeley. Straighten your tie. You look a fright. My, certainly nice to see you here, Norma.
I
always said to Jonathan, it's just a crying shame that Norma and me can't hit it off better. He just laughed and
Mrs.
said,
Wells.
Oh, be quiet, young man. I know what you're after. All in due time. As a matter of fact, that's why I wanted to see you. I've been in my senses for the last hour, but I just didn't let on. I wanted a chance to think. I'm about to die, you know.
Aunt Mabel, don't talk that way.
Oh, simmer down, Burton. Death is only the doorway to a more glorious life. You remember that. Mr. Dollar, I didn't do it.
I know. I finally came to that conclusion myself, too late.
You mean you're not surprised?
No.
Well, at least it's a help that I don't have to convince you. I'm afraid I won't have that much time.
What are you saying?
You heard me, Norma. I said I didn't kill Jonathan. Why, I was much too fond of him to do a thing like that.
Who did kill him, Mrs. Wells?
That's what I was puzzling over for the last hour. Then, when I figured it out, I had to decide whether to let sleeping dogs lie or see that justice took its course. And
Easy now.
But I remembered how kind Jonathan had been and decided...
Aunt Mabel, don't try to talk anymore.
Those chocolates, Burton, that you gave me this morning. Oh, that was an awful naughty thing to do, Burton. And now you'll have to be punished for it.
Wait a minute, Mrs. Wells.
And Jonathan, Walter, too. They were always so nice to you. I just can't understand why you did it. Mr. Dollar.
Yes?
You take Burton in hand. Give him a good talking to. Explain to him that...
Mrs. Wells.
That he must go around. Is she...
Yeah. Well, Creeley...
Get your hands up, Dollar.
Huh?
One move from you and Norma gets a bullet right in the back.
Let go of me.
Into the closet, Dollar.
Don't
Go
be
on.
a fool, Creeley.
Hurry up. Go on. Now, remember one thing, Dollar. I'm taking Miss High and Mighty here along. If they get me, then she goes, too.
The door was solid, built to last. It took me several minutes to smash it open. The nurse in the corridor said Creeley and Norma Wells had gone down in the elevator. I grabbed the floor phone and called the main desk in the lobby. They said some man and a girl had just stolen an ambulance from the emergency driveway and headed west onto the Lakeshore Parkway. And at that moment, Max Lancer stepped off the elevator.
Johnny, what's going on?
Back to your car, Max. Come on. We could hear the ambulance siren for a while somewhere up ahead of us. Then we lost it. Max kept the red light flashing and the accelerator on the floorboard. The speedometer needle edge past 85, touched 90, and hung there. There were 9 miles. Saw it. Parked cars, a crowd gathering, and the ambulance rolled over against the bank.
Where are they?
A man and a girl got out of it. They ran into the brush there. He's carrying a gun.
Take the east side, Johnny. I'll go around the other way.
All right, Max.
And watch yourself.
The undergrowth was heavy. A mass of dark shadows slashed here and there by beams of light from the headlamps of the cars on the road above. Max disappeared into the night, and I moved on alone. Minutes passed. Then a car light shifted slightly, and I saw them, only a few yards away, crouched against a tree. He was holding the gun pressed against his side.
Hold it, Dollar.
You're finished, Creeley. You'd better give up.
You know what I told you. If I go, she goes.
Johnny, he's going to kill me.
I was holding my gun at my side, but I didn't dare lift to try to aim it. One false move on my part, and he pulled the trigger, blast the life out of Norma Wells. Then she struggled slightly, tried to pull away from him. I had a 1-second chance, and I took it. Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, I'm all right. Yes.
I didn't have time to call the shot. I had to get it off fast. Yeah. Looks like it caught him in the heart. Expense account item 16, $231.25. Hotel and incidentals in Chicago and transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $416.40. End of account, end of report. Remarks? A heart with a bullet hole in it. There's a real lonely heart. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's intriguing story.
Next week, the Callicles matter, which is just another way of saying the Greeks had a word for it. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Lucille Meredith, Mary Jane Croft, Virginia Gregg, Herb Ellis, Howard McNear, and Stacey Harris. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
April 27th, 1956, yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Out of time, classicradio.stream. Classic Radio Theater back next time here on your favorite station in the USA Radio Network.